Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we are here at Zandvoort, and I guess a while ago when I had a race and with the Porsche 911 GT3 car, I forgot to post the setup for it, and I was going to work on it just a little bit more just to try to improve upon it, and I just never got around to getting it posted. So we're going to do that today and just make a couple laps, and then I'll show the setup. And so let's get this thing started. And of course, if you watch my other video with the Ferrari, you know how important that final turn is. And of course, I already went over most of my brake markers there and all those kinds of things. So we're just going to go a quick couple laps here. Again, look out for this right here. You can see we're just about locked up the left front. So again, you want to always brake early going into there and just let it roll through there and you can get on the gas early, which is a lot better. You get the drive through here because you're wide open all the way through. Of course, I have 60 liters. Right now, I started off with 64. So, again, this is a race setup. I actually didn't do good through there. I could have picked up another couple tenths because I had more in the bank, but I messed it up through that little right and hairpin there, so I kind of messed that up. It was a 135.66 that last lap, which pretty much equals my personal best. Better this time through here. And that was a 135.68. So, very consistent. Even though I kind of, I was a little stronger in a couple different sections in each one of those laps, but the time was, still pretty much the same. So let's go over the setup. And I did, let's see, that last stint there I did, let's see, well, you got the out lap, then you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8 laps. So I did 8 laps on that last stint, and they were all, I think the worst time was a 136.2 or something like that. So they were all, I had a whole bunch of high 35s and 36.0s and things like that. So it was really consistent for me, and actually a lot better performance than what I had, you know, when I used this setup before, because I improved upon it. So again, let's go over the setup. And of course, before we start, you know, the track was right around 24, 25 degrees, a little hotter now, but it was right around 25 degrees, and the wind was pretty much, you know, none, very low wind. And that's what I try to do when I do these setups, to try to make them as consistent as I can between each car. So again, that can, you know, if you have a high wind or different temperatures, that definitely affects the setup, the performance of it. The tires on the left side were 25.3, and on the right side they were 26.8. The toe was a negative 0.05 on the front, with the camber at negative 3.4, and on the left front a negative 3.3 on the right front. The caster was at 11. And I did play with this a lot. The camber, you know, I went up to all the way up to like negative 3.8 up here, and it didn't feel bad, but it just felt like it couldn't be as consistent as I wanted it to be, so I put it back down. The toe on the rear was 0.1, and the camber was negative 2.5 on the left rear, and negative 2.4 on the right rear. The electronics are 4, 5, and 3. Give me a little, and that's just a little extra traction control and ABS with this setup, just to kind of help keep it from locking up real bad. The fuel I had started off with 64 liters, number 1 brake pad, and as you can see, they had light graining on the front after the 8 laps, but that's not that bad, so I don't really worry about it too much, because the wear looks really good. A teeny bit more wear on the left front than the left rear, but again, you know, the car felt super consistent, and at times were, you know, slowly falling off. So it wasn't like you fell off a cliff. You know, it was a slow fall off, which I like. I don't want something that just does 2 or 3 good laps and then all of a sudden you're just, you know, dropped a half a second, and it wasn't doing that. So this was good. The mechanical, got anti-roll bar in 5. Brake bias is 56. Steering ratio is turned all the way down. The wheel rate in the front is 137,000, with a bump stop rate of 1100 on the left front and 1000 on the right front, and a bump stop range of 1. The rear, the wheel rate or springs are 174,500, with a bump stop rate of 600 on the left rear and 500 on the right rear, and the bump stop range is 4 on the left rear and 8 on the right rear. The anti-roll bar is 4, and the preload on the diff is 40. The shocks, or dampers on the front, are 11, 7, 13, and 11, and on the rear they're 11, 7, 13, and 11. So pretty much, yeah, exactly the same. So aero, I have 56 in the front, 78 in the rear, with a 3 on the splitter on the front, and an 8 rear wing, and a 5 and a 4 on the brake ducts. So that is the setup. I'd have done, like I said, some changes, and the car picked up pretty good amount from when I ran it in the multiplayer. I mean, my best time in the multiplayer was a 135.98, I think it was, or 92 or something like that. And this thing ran, you know, just now in the 60s multiple laps, and I ran a whole bunch of 90s and 36 flats, and so it's actually picked up even more over that. So I'm really, really happy with that. And again, I think it's got a good linear as far as consistency, nothing drastic, and I sure hope you try it out, and I hope you give me some feedback and let me know how you like it. And I sure hope you give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It really helps the channel, and with the YouTube stuff, you know, with and sharing it, if you can share it. Anybody else that's looking for setups for ACC, and of course subscribe and hit the bell. And I sure hope you come back and visit soon. And y'all take care. See ya.